Beekeepers, Fred here at Shinar's Nursery. Today I want to talk about how to build your first beehive. So there's a lot to talk about, so I'll try and take it slow and hopefully this isn't too overwhelming. So the first thing you need to do is decide what type of beehive you want to do. The standard most used hive is called a Langstroth hive, and you can get the parts, the frames, and everything almost anywhere. It's what most beekeepers use. There's a lot of other styles. There's no right or wrong way to do it, and it's up to you. But for most people use the Langstroth because it's easy to find frames and replacement pieces. So all of the feeders and everything are designed around the Langstroth hive. So that's the one I'm going to talk about, and that's the one that I use and most everybody uses. So there's two sizes that we sell, an 8 frame or a 10 frame. A lot of my older clients like to use the smaller beehive size, but they're both the same. I mean, the 8 frame hive is going to be a little bit lighter to pick up. Once the bees fill this with honey and stuff, they can be 50-60 pounds in the box. So you'll have to think about what size you want. The standard is 10 frame. Most people use 10 frame hives. This is an 8 frame hive that I'm going to build right now, but it's exactly the same except for they hold less frames is all. So you're going to start with a bottom board. This is the bottom. This is a screened bottom. It's good for airflow, and all the debris that the bees create will fall through, and it keeps the hive clean. You can put one of these mite boards in like this, and then when the mites fall, when you do your mite treatment, the mites will fall on here, and you can count how many mites you have, and it's a good way to monitor your mite problems. So that goes in there. The next thing you'll need is an entrance reducer. This goes on here. It's got 2 sizes, so you can, depending on how bad the wasp problem is or how bad the robbing is, this will go in there like that or like that. Then you got your first deep box. This goes on here like this. And it's going to have frames. It's going to hold 8 or 10 frames. Okay. This frame has a plastic insert that's been sprayed with wax. This is the preferred method. These last forever, so if your hive dies and something goes bad with the wax, you can scrape that off and reuse this. So I recommend this type of frame. They go in there with 8 or 10 depending, and at some point your hive's going to outgrow this bottom box, so you're going to need your second box. So this goes on top of there like that, and we also sell, whoops, this is not for that box, but we also sell yellow frames. So another good thing to have in this box is an inboard feeder. This is not, there's multiple ways to feed sugar syrup, but this one is really convenient and good, and it just takes the place of one frame, fits in there, and you can pour your sugar syrup into that. After your hive is grown into both of these boxes, once summer comes, you're going to want to put a honey super on this also. You're going to put a screen on here. This one excludes the honey box, so it goes on there. Now the queen can't come up into your honey box and lay eggs up in there. So you'll use one of these screens. Your first year, you might not use this. That slows them down a little bit, so sometimes it's good to wait till your second year to use this, but you're going to need one of these eventually. So your honey super, you can see, is shallow. Okay, it's called a western. It's smaller because once they fill this with honey, it's so heavy. So if you fill that with honey, it's hard to pull off, and so we just put more of these on if you need to. But that goes right on top. Now, if you're brand new, if it's your first year, this 8 frame hive will hold 9 frames. And sometimes it's good to put in 9 frames on your first year so the bees draw out this comb good, okay? So this is a full plastic frame, and I like these, they never go bad. So these will last forever. goes in there. That's going to be how your hive looks through the summer. And we have a couple different types of tops, and this one is just would go on like that. It helps create a little bit of airflow on there. In place of this, some people use this Vivaldi board. This tray has a hole right there, and it will take one of these feeders. You can pour your sugar syrup into this feeder, and that goes on top. And now you have this spot up there for sugar syrup in case you don't want to use the frame feeder here. You can use this type instead. And this allows also for a little bit more air ventilation. And then on top of that, you're going to put your lid. Now this lid is a telescoping lid. I like this lid because it fits over the top and keeps water out of the hive a lot better. It comes with this plastic cover on here. You can pull that off there, and then it'll help. The sun will warm this up and keep the bees warmer in the winter. So that should come off there. But this is pretty much your standard Langstroth hive construction. The honey super obviously will come off for the winter, and you'll end up with just the 2 boxes. But these are the things you'll need to purchase and get ready. In January is a good time to start that. You're going to need to get these and paint them or treat them with a Thompson water seal or something before you get your bees. So bees come in April typically. So it's good to get this started ahead of time so you're not scrambling at the last minute. But that's pretty much your standard beehive. So thanks for watching.